Hey everyone, 11.6 today. We're going to talk about the volume of some pyramids. All right, so a pyramid just has some type of polygon base, and then the vertices meet at a point. So you can see that in the picture right here. So we have a polygon base here. It looks like some type of rectangle or a square. Then I'm going to highlight here in yellow, and all the vertices go up to a point. All right, and then all of these are going to have some type of height, which is going to be perpendicular to the base. Formulas are going to be very similar to what we saw in the last lesson. And a composite solid is just composite, meaning composed of two different shapes. So for example, I could have a a cube here. All right, so I'll just try to do this is not a well drawn cube. There's my cube. And then maybe the top has a um, little pyramid. Okay, so just made of two different shapes. You have a pyramid on top, you have a prism on the bottom. So that's a composite shape. All right, volume of a pyramid. So here's the deal. We're not going to prove this, but if we just so happen to find a prism that let's say this is two and this is two, and it's a 2 by 2 cube here. Okay, so here's our 2 by 2 cube. 2 by 2 by 2. Next thing you know, that has a volume that's worth 8, like cubic centimeters. If I had that same base now, that same base over here on the side that's written, and it's a 2 by 2, and then the height is still 2. It just so happens that that pyramid will only fill up 1/3 of the volume that the prism has. So our formula for a pyramid is going to be 1/3 times the area of the base times the height of the pyramid. Okay, so there's your height. So let's just get into some of these. Now, I am not going to work through every problem and solve every problem, but I will help you set up pretty much all these problems. And then sometimes I'll work through the whole thing. Sometimes I won't find the final calculation just for the sake of time. So in this question, the big first thing is you have to identify the base of the pyramid. So if I look here, I have a pyramid that's base is a triangle, and my perpendicular that I'm going to highlight here in green has a height of 4. So if I go with my normal formula, I'm going to have 1/3 times the base area times the height. So I'm going to keep my 1/3. My base is that of a triangle. So that triangle is going to be 1/2 times its base, which is 6, times its height, which is 4. And then the height of the entire pyramid is this 9 right here, so times 9. So at that point, you're going to use your calculators. Make sure you put that 1/3 in carefully. And when I type in 1/3 times, and then in parentheses, I can do half times my base times my height, and then times the height of the whole pyramid. I'm going to get that the volume equals 36. We're talking about centimeters, so it's centimeters cubed. All right. Now, again, I'm going to set these other ones up, just not get final answers. So number 2, identify the base. The base is a rectangle, so this is a rectangular pyramid. So I'm going to do 1/3 times, sorry, that 3 looks really funny. I might erase that just so it looks a little bit nicer here. So I have 1/3 times my base area, which is actually be a square, 6 times 6, times the height, which is 8. Throw that in the calculator, you get your answer. Number 3. If I look at number 3, I have a square base as well because I see we have both sides are 4. So I'm going to do 1/3 times 4 times 4, that's the area of my base, times the height of my pyramid. So type that in the calculator exactly how we see it, you'll get your answer. Next, this next one, we have a rectangular pyramid. I guess the other ones were square pyramids. And I'm going to do 1/3 times 11 times 7 times 15. Throw that in the calculator. Really easy. Again, a lot of calculator work. We are going to not worry about, actually, no, we can look at number 5 here. We are skipping a lot of different bases in our units right now. But this base I don't have to worry about because it tells me the area of the base. So the idea of a volume formula is 1/3 times the base area times the height. So that gives me 1/3. My base area here is that 27. My height is the 5. Next, you know, you'll get 45 when you put this all in the calculator, and that would be centimeters cubed. And then number 6, again, my base here is a rectangle, so it's a 4 by 1 rectangle. I keep my 1/3 and I put my height, which is 6. Throw that in the calculator and you're going to get 8. All right, that'd be cubic feet. All right, now we want to find the indicated measure. So again, I recommend start off with your formula and then solve using your algebra skills for the unknown. So it says a pyramid with a square base. Square base means the side squared. So volume equals 1/3 times my base. And in this case, my base is going to be a square and then times the height. So the volume is 128 inches. And it says the height, I'll keep the 1/3. My height is 6. It says find the side length of the square base. My base has a formula of a side squared. So at this point, I'm going to take my 1/3 times 8. Just a little quick thing here. And I can have 128 equals 2s squared if I multiply the 1/3 and the 6 together. Now I can divide both sides by 2. And that's going to give me, let's see, that's going to give me 64 equals s squared. At that point, we take the square root of both sides because that's how I undo a square. And I get that each individual side, I'm going to take the positive square root, is going to be 8. So our answer is 8 inches. Next one says a rectangular base pyramid has a volume of 6 cubic feet. So 6 equals 1/3. And then my base is going to be my length times my width. So length times width. It says the length is 3 and the width of the, sorry, that looks really bad. I cannot have really nice handwriting here. Times, see, the length is 3. The width is 1.5. And we have times the height. So at this point, I'm going to multiply that whole left side together. I'm going to get 6 equals 1.5 times h. Divide both sides by 1.5, and I get 4 feet equals the height. Then we can look at number 9, and it says a pyramid with a triangular base. So I'm going to have my volume there. It says it is 18. The height of the pyramid is 9, so there's my height. I want my 1/3. It says the height of the triangular base is 3 centimeters. Now, why that matters is because in here, I have 1/2 times the base times the height. So the height of a triangular base is 3 centimeters. So let me actually erase this. My base, I don't know, but I do know the height of my triangle is 3. Now, because that's all being multiplied here, what I can do is I can say this is 1/3 times 3/2 b times 9. And let's just put all those numbers together. So 1/3 times 3/2 times 9 is going to give me 9/2. I get 18 equals 9/2 times my base. Go ahead and take 18 and get rid of that 9/2 by multiplying by the reciprocal, and you're going to get 4. So the base of the triangle is 4. Well, the width of it is going to be 4 centimeters. All right, and the last section here is about similarity, volume. If you go back to a couple of units ago, we had that scale factors of corresponding sides, all right, is a ratio of like corresponding sides. So here we have the height. So if I look here, I have a height that's 15 corresponds with 10. That simplifies to 3/2. So that's my K value or my scale factor. But volume is where you are going to cube your scale factor. So the ratio of the volumes, we write it as the scale factor cube. So my volume ratio is going to be 3/2 cubed, which gives me 27/8. Why we do that? I can write that 27 over 8, and that is the ratio of my volumes. That ratio should equal the ratio of my two volumes here. Now notice my larger shape's on top. So I'm going to put my 125 on top here, but I don't know the volume of pyramid B. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and cross multiply here. And to get our answer, I'm just going to quickly put this in my calculator. And I get, let's see, 37.0. So 37, so we'll say 37 cubic inches. All right, that's when you solve for V. All right, there's your lesson. See you in class in the next video. Have a good day.